Right now, as you watch this video, there are over 500 scientists at one single company whose only job is to make sure you cannot stop eating their food. Not to make it tastier, not to make it healthier, to make it as addictive as possible. And the worst part? It's working. 14% of American adults are clinically addicted to junk food. That's more than alcohol addiction, more than prescription drugs. And your kids? 12% of them are already hooked. 12% of children. And later in this video, I'm going to show you an internal government document that proves these corporations knew exactly what they were doing to you. They knew. They just didn't care. Stay with me, because once you see this, you will never look at a bag of chips the same way again. Let me ask you something. Have you ever opened a bag of chips just for one or two, and suddenly the entire bag is gone? You didn't plan to eat all of it, you didn't even want to, but you couldn't stop. That's not weakness. That's not lack of willpower. That is science. Deliberate, calculated, corporate science used against you. Here is what's actually happening inside your brain when you eat junk food. Food companies have a secret formula. They call it the bliss point. The bliss point is the exact ratio of salt, sugar, and fat that makes your brain release dopamine, the same chemical released when you use drugs. Not similar to drugs, not kind of like drugs. Researchers at the University of Michigan confirmed the brain scans are identical. Junk food, cocaine, same response, same addiction pathway. And this isn't some accident. This was engineered. Quick question before we go deeper. Is there a junk food you genuinely cannot stop eating once you start? Chips? Oreos? McDonald's fries? Drop it in the comments right now. I want to see it. Now let me tell you who is behind all of this. Frito-Lay, the company that makes Doritos, Cheetos, Lay's, employs over 500 chemists, psychologists, and food engineers. Their annual research budget just for addiction science? $30 million every single year. To figure out how to make you eat more. This is what food scientist Stephen Witherly said about Cheetos. It's one of the most marvelously engineered foods on the planet, in terms of pure pleasure. Pure pleasure. That's how they describe the product your children eat after school. And here's what makes Cheetos uniquely diabolical. It's engineered to dissolve in your mouth within seconds. When it dissolves that fast, your brain receives a signal. Nothing was eaten. 0 calories registered. So your brain says, eat more. Meanwhile, hundreds of real calories are silently piling up in your body. But here's the part that almost no one is talking about. It's not just chips. It's not just candy. Dr. Pepper went through 61 different formulas and 4,000 taste tests across America just to find the perfect bliss point for one single soda flavor. 61 formulas, 4,000 tests, millions of dollars, to find the exact recipe that would make your brain unable to stop craving it. And this same formula, this same addiction science, is now in your bread, your yogurt, your pasta sauce, your breakfast cereal. The food companies marched through the entire grocery store and engineered a bliss point into foods that were never supposed to be addictive. Now I need to talk about your kids, because this is where it gets really disturbing. Scientists have confirmed, ultra-processed junk food can literally change the way a child's brain develops. Not just cravings, not just bad habits, the actual structure of their developing brain changed by engineered food. And lawsuits in American courts right now are alleging that these companies didn't just accidentally make food addictive. They deliberately targeted children in their advertising. They knew the science, they knew the damage, and they chose profit. Think about that the next time you see a cartoon character on a cereal box. That's not marketing. That's a calculated strategy to hook your kid before age 10, because a child addicted to your brand is a customer for life. I want to ask you something very specific. Right now, go check your kitchen. How many products in there have more than 5 ingredients? Tell me the number in the comments. Just the number. Now, remember that document I mentioned at the beginning? The one they tried to hide? In 2023, U.S. Senator Bernie Sanders sent a formal letter to the FDA. In it, he wrote, and this is a direct quote from a United States senator, For far too long, the food and beverage industry has been allowed to use deceptive tactics to entice children to eat foods that are purposely designed to be overeaten. Purposely designed to be overeaten. A United States senator saying this publicly to the FDA. And what did the FDA do? Nothing. Because 9 out of 10 ingredients used in American junk food that are banned in Europe are still fully approved by the FDA. The system is not broken. The system is working exactly as designed. Just not for you. Here is what this addiction cycle actually does to your body at the biological level. Step 1. You eat the junk food. The bliss point triggers dopamine. You feel pleasure. Step 2. The dopamine spikes, then crashes. You feel worse than before you ate. Step 3. Your brain craves that high again, so you reach for more. Spike, crash, crave, repeat. This is the same cycle as nicotine addiction, word for word, step for step. Ashley Gearhart, professor of psychology at the University of Michigan, testified before the U.S. Senate in 2023 and stated, "Addictive processes play an important role in contributing to patterns of ultra-processed food intake implicated in poor health, obesity, and diabetes." Before the United States Senate, under oath. This is not a conspiracy theory. This is peer-reviewed science, government testimony, and corporate documents, all saying the same thing. You are being deliberately addicted to food that is slowly destroying your health. So what can you actually do about this? Because knowledge without action is useless. Here are 3 simple rules you can start today. Rule number 1, the 5-ingredient rule. If a packaged food has more than 5 ingredients, put it back. Real food doesn't need 20 chemicals to taste good. Rule number 2, never eat junk food when you're hungry. The bliss point hits hardest on an empty stomach. Eat something real first, then decide. Rule number 3, learn their language. On any ingredient label, if you see high fructose corn syrup, sodium nitrate, artificial flavors, or any ingredient you cannot pronounce, that product was engineered in a lab, not a kitchen. These 3 rules won't fix everything overnight, but they will start breaking the cycle they spent billions of dollars building. Remember I asked you at the very beginning of this video, why can't you stop eating junk food? Now you know the answer. It was never about your willpower. It was never about your discipline. 500 scientists, $30 million a year, decades of psychological research, all of it pointed directly at your brain. But now that you know, you can fight back. Share this video with someone who needs to hear it. Your family, your friends, anyone with kids at home. Because mainstream media won't tell you this. We will. And if you want to go even deeper, watch this video next. It exposes what ultra-processed food is actually doing inside your body at a cellular level. And what we found is even more disturbing than what we covered today. I'll see you there.